Kentucky spent $22 million on its basketball roster this season and nearly missed the tournament entirely. Duke trailed the 16 seed by 13 points in the second half of the first round. And Florida, the defending national champions, just went home on a second round buzzer three-pointer by a 9 seed. So the question has to be asked, does spending the money actually work? I'm Lerae, your favorite lawyer and former D1 hooper, and this is the Rapid Rundown. Does the money actually work? Men's basketball edition. So Sportico tracks program spending across all 68 tournament teams using EADA data. Financial disclosures schools submit annually to the U.S. Department of Education, while it still exists. Duke leads the number one seeds at $25.4 million, Arizona at $16.3 million, Michigan at $15.7 million, and then Florida ranks 69th nationally at $9.9 million. Won the championship last year at less than half Duke's spend, then couldn't defend it. Duke went to the Elite Eight in each of the past 2 seasons and hasn't won a title. The money and the outcomes aren't tracking the way you would expect. Here's what spending data does and doesn't tell us. It draws a hard floor. Every team seeded 12 through 16 had a budget under $5 million, and nearly every team seeded 11 or better spent more than $5 million. Money buys a seat at the table. What happens once you're seeded is a different conversation entirely. Among the single-digit seeds, spending and seeding are barely correlated at all. The first 2 rounds of the tournament illustrated that in real time. High Point, roughly $2 million, rallied from 10 down to beat Wisconsin on a buzzer layup. VCU came back from 19 down to eliminate North Carolina. Miami of Ohio went 31-0 in the regular season, made the tournament on a $2.7 million budget, and generated roughly $4 million in NCAA units for the MAC conference before losing in the first round. More than their entire annual program budget from a single tournament appearance. And then there's Florida, the defending champion, out in the second round on a corner 3 with 4.5 seconds left. 8 of the past 9 defending champions haven't made the Sweet 16. The bracket doesn't grade on spending history, which I think is a good thing. The spending arms race was never really about buying championships, clearly. It was about buying access, talent consolidation, roster stability, and the ability to observe turnover and still compete year over year. So what it doesn't buy is an answer to the question that I think every athlete should be thinking about in this tournament quietly, in their head of course. Is this institution investing in me or in the machine I happen to be a part of? Those are very different questions, and the answer shapes every decision that comes after the final buzzer. The spending data doesn't tell you who's going to win. It tells you who built a foundation that makes winning sustainable, and who's betting that money alone closes the gap. Those are 2 very different positions to be in. And the institutions aren't the only ones making that bet. The Quick 5 this week breaks down what that means if you're an athlete inside one of those programs, and what to do with it before April gets here. And time is ticking. The women's bracket is running a different playbook entirely, different history, different stakes, and that's on my next Rapid Rundown. I will see you very soon.